Okay, this is Robert Tucker interview with Mrs. Jackie Watkins, February 2nd, 2016. Okay, why don't you go ahead and state your name?
Jacquelyn Watkins.
Jacquelyn Watkins. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. Okay, so to begin, how long have you lived in Indiana, Pennsylvania?
Since I was in ninth grade. So, let's see, that would have been 56, since 1956.
Okay. And what year did you, I'm sorry. What year were you born?
1941.
1941. Where at?
In Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
PA.
Pittsburgh, PA. So, what was Pittsburgh, PA like back then?
Well, the steel mills were going full tilt. There was a lot of pollution in the air, but it was a time where my friends and I would go to Pittsburgh, downtown Pittsburgh, and go shopping, and it was a nice community. People cared about one another, and we had a lot to do at our church. I was in the choir there even from, I'd say 6th grade. I was in the choir in our church and also in school. Okay. That was my main thing. I sang.
What kind of church was it?
Fundamental church, actually.
Oh.
Independent from, say, the Methodists or, you know, all the other affiliations. It was solely.
What kind of activities did your church conduct?
Well, we had young peoples, and we met every Sunday night. We also had dinners, and we would go bowling. We would go have like a Bible study, and then go to a hamburger place and have a hamburger and a shake or something like that.
Hamburger and a shake.
Yeah.
How much that cost back then?
Oh dear. Probably a burger would be maybe 89 cents. Less than that, maybe.
It was probably a real burger.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so did you do a lot of just community events?
Well, we went to Pittsburgh a lot. We went to the Carnegie Museum. We would go to circuses that they would have down there. They would actually, Forbes Field at that time was a venue for circuses and having like Western stars, you know, that were in the movies. Like Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
He came to Pittsburgh, and we got to see him. And who else? Range Rider at the time was popular. So, and then we also at the circuses, of course, would see the acrobats and the trapeze people, and that was always fun. And of course, the pirate games. We would go to those, and let's see what else. Oh, and also at our junior high on Saturdays they would have children's plays, sometimes fairy tales, sometimes just book plays, you know, about, I don't recall right now what all there were, but that was something on Saturday. Also, my sister and I would go ice skating in Oakland. It was called the Duquesne Gardens, and that's where the hockey teams played. And we would go ice skating every Saturday morning. It was kind of open for kids to go. So, or like I said, we would go downtown and have lunch, say at Kaufman's or Horns or Gimbel's they all had little cafes, little restaurants.
What did you order down there?
My favorite thing was ham barbecue and potato salad.
Yeah?
The one,
Okay.
I think at Horns, that was their specialty. And then at Kaufman's, we would go up to I think it was the top floor, Vendome shop and have dinner. But my favorite thing there was vanilla ice cream ball rolled in pecans with hot fudge over the top.
Oh, wow. That sounds great. Man.
Yeah, it was good.
So, what was the nightlife in Pittsburgh like?
That I don't know because, they would have plays and, operas, the symphony, ballet. But other than that, I was, too young to go down there at night by myself.
Right. Okay. So, why don't you tell me about your parents? Who are they?
Okay, my dad began in a steel mill working in the Vandergrift Apollo area. And
What was his name?
Charles Jones.
Charles Jones. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then he decided to go to art school. So he went to the Art Institute in Pittsburgh. So we moved to Wilkinsburg, where my grandmother lived, grandparents.
And how old were you then?
When he went in, I believe I was in 3rd grade
Okay.
when we moved there.
Okay. What did your mother do?
My mom painted figurines. She also played the piano. She also had a good singing voice. And when that was in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
And when we moved here, my mom worked for a clothing store uptown. It was called the Molly Ann.
Molly Ann. So were you inspired by your mother to kind of pursue art?
Actually, my dad.
Your dad, okay.
When he was going to art school, I would sit with him and paint and draw. And that was at an early age. And I remember even before he went to the Art Institute, that's what I did. I drew. If I wasn't playing outside, I was doing art.
Okay. Well, what kind of sports did you play outside? Or games?
Oh, we played a game called Jacks.
I know what Jax is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what
We'd
Jax
play
is.
that. We'd skip rope. We'd ride bicycles. I would draw and paint outside. And we had a swing set, and I would, swing on that. I also like to read, so.
What kind of books did you read?
I have a few of them here. Some poetry, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
The one about a bear. I'm trying to think. I have that in there, but I can't think of what the title is right now.
Does he have a raincoat?
Yeah, I did.
I'm saying, did the bear have a raincoat?
Oh, no, it wasn't Paddington.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
It was, let me grab that.
That's real awesome.
I don't see the one about the bear. I must have it somewhere. But this is one that I read.
Told Under the Blue Umbrella.
And Merry Adventures of Robin Hood.
Oh, Robin Hood. Sweet.
And Child's Garden of Verses. I've kept that.
I'm aware of this author, Treasure Island, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alright, this is cool.
And I used to read Nancy Drew mysteries.
Yeah.
And
So you're a big one, fiction?
yeah, pretty much. Now it's Gabrielle. Gabrielle, down. Down, please. No grinning at mommy. Get down. Thank you. Now I love to read historic fiction.
I see you got
biology.
David McCullough over there.
Yeah, I love his. I just started reading this. Where is it? There it is. About the Wright brothers.
Oh, okay. So, do you have any, I don't know, heroes or, fictional or non-fictional growing up?
We were kind of into cowboys.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Lone Ranger. And,
No, I love Westerns.
yeah.
Love Westerns.
We used to like those a lot. And when television first came out, when we first got a TV, they had Westerns on every Saturday. So we had to make sure to get up in time to watch those.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said Lone Ranger and what else?
Cisco Kid. Let's see, who else? Roy Rogers. Gene Autry. Lash LaRue.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So your father, he worked at a steel mill
Yes.
until he went to the Art Institute.
Correct.
What did he do after the Art Institute?
Okay, he worked for advertising agencies in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. He designed art for them?
No, he created their ads.
Oh, all right. That must have been a pretty cool job.
Yeah, it was. He's a very creative person.
Do you know any of the products he worked on? Or projects, I should say?
He worked for Frank and Cedar, which was a department store at that time. And he worked in an ad agency. It was called, I can't think of what it was called. It was a big ad agency in Pittsburgh, and they had various clients that they would do advertising for. And
so your mother worked at the, hang on.
Molly Ann.
Molly Ann.
Well, that was in Indiana.
That was in Indiana? Okay.
Yeah. In Pittsburgh, she managed a candy store, actually.
Oh, okay. Candy store in
And
Pittsburgh.
it was called Lofts.
Lops, like light.
LOFT''S.
Okay. Lops.
Lofts.
Oh, lofts. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
How long did she manage the? Oh, I guess until about let's see, 56. That's when she okay.
And we moved here.
Okay. In 1956.
Yeah. And that's when she started working for Molly Ann. She worked with them for, I'm not sure how many years. And then she went to work for Indiana Gazette.
Oh.
And she was in their advertising department setting type. Because at that time they didn't have computers. to print the newspaper.
Right.
You know, they had to actually put in the little letters and things.
Oh, okay.
It was in like a rack, and you would have to set up the
So
print.
both of your parents were like pretty much in media.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And your father, did he continue to work for the ad firm after 1956?
Actually, when he moved here, he became the advertising man for Cintron, which was a company in Homer City, which is an adjacent city here, a little town. And he did their advertising for a long time. And then he became the director of the Chamber of Commerce here.
Wow. Okay. That had to have been a pretty influential position.
Yes, he brought a lot of business to Indiana County.
Right. If you don't mind, I'm going to stop it. Just hear it real fast. Alright, I'm just going to start a new recording. Okay, so we were talking about your mother and father. Both of them were in I guess, contemporary media at the time. Your mother, she worked for the Indiana Gazette. And your father, he worked for the Citron Advertising Company.
Yeah, it's Syntron.
S-Y. Oh, S-Y-N.
Tron.
Okay. And that was in Homer City.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So how did your father, did he love advertising? Did he like it?
He liked it very much. Although the position was open for the director of the Chamber of Commerce, so he applied for that.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So what kind of products did he advertise?
Well, Cintron was mostly like vibrators. It was industrial machinery.
Okay.
And what the vibrator did was, say they had nuts and bolts and things that were various sizes. It would vibrate, allowing the right size to go in the right hole to separate all of those parts without having to have somebody do it manually.
Oh, okay. Sounds cool.
And that was sold to different industries that needed that type of service.
Okay. So what were some fond memories you had growing up? Just, I don't know, any holidays or just celebrations or just a typical day if you got like a funny anecdote.
Well, let me see. I think a lot of my good times were creating things, with art and singing. I was constantly singing as a child. And we would go to my dad's parents' farm, and my sister and I would stay there for maybe a week. And we got to climb around in the barn and swing on this huge cable that went clear to the top of the barn. We would get on and swing, and away we'd go, And my grandfather always had horses, so I enjoyed saddling one of those up and taking it out for a ride.
Oh, cool. All right, so if I'm going to move into the high school. So you began attending Keith Hall in 1956? Hall. Keith School. Yeah, Keith School.
Yes.
Keith Hall to me. So what was it like, first day of high school?
It was kind of scary, you know.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine.
But everybody was nice, and I got to become close friends with maybe 5 different people, and the girls, and we just did everything together. You know, it was just always a group of us, and spent the summers at Mac Pool, usually.
Okay.
And there again, you know, I was in a choir, the school chorus, and enjoyed that very much. Had a lot of fun there. And what else did we do? Oh, we would have dances, you know, like they talk about sock hops.
Sock hops.
Where you'd leave your shoes at the door, and everybody would, some
what that
people
mean?
would decorate their socks.
I never knew what sock hop meant.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Everybody dance in their stocking feet.
It is easier to dance without your shoes.
Yeah.
What kind of dances did you guys do?
Oh, the jitterbug. We did slow dances. The stroll, it was called.
The stroll.
Where you'd have 2 lines of people, and the 2 at the top of the line would come down, and they'd dance together down the center of the group.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
And then it would just start again. The top people would do the same thing and the same thing. And there were certain songs that they sang or that they played for the stroll. It was like, Fats Domino song probably, but it was something usually slow,
Okay.
you know, and it had different steps for it.
You guys listen to a lot of different artists. Like, what was the main genre back then?
It was called, let me see, rock and roll, actually.
Rock and roll?
It started.
Was that like the early origins of rock and roll? Okay.
Yeah. With Bill Haley and the Comets, Fats Domino, who else? The McGuire sisters. Let's see, who else were the early ones?
Chuck Berry?
Yeah. And then it just kind of progressed where rock became, you know, the real acid type rock, and we went through an era of folk music. Peter, Paul and Mary, the Brothers Four, the Kingston Trio, and so, yeah, that was the types of music that they had, various types.
How about R&B or soul? You guys get into any like?
Yes,
Yeah?
soul became very in the early '60s, the late '50s, early '60s. Well, there were the Spinners, the
Smokey Robinson, The Miracles.
right, the Platters. In fact, the Platters. There used to be a restaurant uptown.
So, going back to John Keefe High School, what kind of classes did you have at John Keefe High School?
We had the basic things. I took Spanish there.
Okay.
Of course, math, English. We had gym, which was really funny because girls didn't do that kind of thing. So we had what were called wand drills.
You guys couldn't participate in gym?
Well, we could, but it was so different. I mean, when we played basketball, you were only allowed to to run half the court.
Wow.
Nowadays, the girls play just like the guys, but it was restricted. And the wand drills that we did, you were given this long pole, and you would do like lunges and take the pole and do this and do that.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't, it was more for grace, I think, than actual exercise. So, that was kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay. So, how was your guys' cafeteria food?
See, we didn't have a cafeteria at Keith's school.
You didn't?
No, we carried our own lunch, or went home for lunch, actually. You could walk home.
Wow. Man, I try to do that now. They give you a pink slip.
Yeah. Yeah, most kids, even in town now, ride the bus.
So you got to go home for lunch.
Yeah, if we wanted to, yeah.
So no cafeteria at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, of course, they had it at IUP,
Yeah.
It was called Indiana State Teachers College then.
Oh, okay. And I was in proximity to the Keith School.
Yeah, just, where John Sutton is, and all of those buildings were there. Leonard Hall was there.
Mm-hmm. And it's another old building.
Yeah, the brick building, I don't think it's still there either, but that used to be the library, and Strite Hall.
That's still there.
Yeah.
That's still there, yeah.
And McElhaney Hall used to be the art building.
Oh.
That's where the art classes were when I went there.
That's what's there? Okay. Start anthropology now.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I think the art building is...
Oh, yeah, that's that nice building. Sproul's Hall.
You're right, Sproul's.
Yeah, next to Cogswell.
That's exactly what it is. Wow, you know the campus better than I do.
Oh, yeah, well, I've lived here most of my life, so...
Hey. Okay, so what else can I ask you? You had any favorite teachers or just faculty?
Yes, Bob Warren. Dr. Bob Warren was our math teacher at Keith, and he was so great. And I'm trying to think who else we had. I would say that was my favorite. Dr. Hohenstein was the principal then.
Okay. So you guys had lockers?
Yes, we did.
Okay, everybody get their own locker?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotta ask you, has anybody ever stuffed into one of those lockers?
No, not that I
No?
know of. No.
I was just wondering, because I've been going there for like 4 years. I always wondered, like, all right, did anybody ever get stuffed in one of these?
They're pretty big. I mean, they're tall. No, not that I know of.
That's an unimportant question. Okay. Let's see. We went over classes. So you had the basic classes. Mm-hmm. Anything extra special?
No. I don't know whether they had art classes in the earlier years in that building or not.
Okay.
But when I went to the high school, they had an elective art that you could take. So, of course, I took that.
That was the required?
No, it was an extra course if you wanted to take it.
Okay.
I think you probably got a credit for it or something like that.
What kind of extracurriculars did your school provide?
Chorus. They had all kinds of clubs. They had, I was thinking some of the stuff. They had softball and basketball that girls could do. Chorus, of course, I think I mentioned that also at the high school. And those were my main focuses, you
Yeah.
know, the singing and the art.
Right, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Do they have any like debate team?
I don't know that they did actually.
Nah.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay. How about was the library always there at Stapleton?
No.
No?
It's relatively new. Well, not new, but the brick building that was there was the library. It was like an old Victorian house,
Okay.
actually. And they had turned that into the library at IUP.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
our high school had a very nice library.
Really?
Mhm.
Keith.
Well, Keith had one, but mainly we would use the college library.
Oh, okay.
But when I got to the high school, they had a library there.
Mm.
And then, of course, uptown, there's a public library.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any after school job?
No,
No?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
Any of your friends have any after school jobs?
No.
Nah? Oh man.
Yeah, we just kind of enjoyed life. I
Oh, that
guess
sounds
you'd
good.
say.
No, you're too young to work. Sounds good. That was great.
Yeah.
Okay, now internally in the school, were there any like social cliques that everybody just get along?
I guess there were. Oh, everybody got along.
Yeah.
It was, but your group, the group that I had at Key School, we remained a group when we went to the high school.
Oh, okay.
Except for one or two, they joined another group. But, and no, there weren't real rivals or anything like that. It was just people that were like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know whether it's like that now in the high schools or not.
Well, kind of is. Yeah, it's clicky.
Yeah, they do. But
Particularly girls.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, but yeah, and like I said, even at Key School and at the high school, we did everything together. You know, if we wanted to go to a football game, everybody went.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of an amusing story. One of the girls, we decided to go to a football game. And so this gal thought she was really hot stuff, and she wore her grandmother's old raccoon coat, fur coat.
Very cool.
It was, but you know what happened? It started to rain. And I looked over, she had hair all over her face.
Oh, man.
Her coat was falling apart.
Naturally.
And she felt so bad. She had all this hair on her hands and everything.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was so funny. But anyway, yeah, we did everything together. And if there was a dance at school, we would go to that. And they would have like community dances, but I was really never allowed to go to those.
What's that?
Well, kids from all over went there, and we didn't know who they were, and it wasn't the fact that any trouble was caused. It was just some kids would maybe try to drink, but that wasn't real prevalent at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But we just felt uncomfortable going because we didn't know all the people there.
You were just wary of outsiders.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Well, I don't know. Maybe older kids too,
Mm-hmm.
because it was open to kids or people that were out of school already.
And it's possible they could spike the punch or just
Well,
have that element.
Actually, they didn't do that then, but it was just the older influence, I guess.
Okay.
And my parents didn't want me to go.
Mm.
So, which was fine with me because the high school, had lots of dances and things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so let's see. Oops. So, did your high school have any traditions you guys did? Like, some high schools for a big football game the day before, they'll pull off some extravagant prank, like kidnap the mascot uniform of the rival team.
No.
You guys didn't do anything like that?
No. We would have like a rally, a pep rally.
Oh yeah, pep rally. What was that like?
That would be in the auditorium of the school.
Okay.
And the cheerleaders would get up there and do their thing. And
what was their name? The sports team. Do you remember their name?
The Little Indians.
Little Indians?
Because IUP were the Indians, so they were the big Indians. We were the little Indians. Okay, Little Indians. So it was kind of weird.
Oh, you have any memorabilia or just like insignia?
I was gonna show you for the yearbook. I did all the drawings.
Oh.
Well, not all.
So you worked on. So you're on the yearbook committee.
Yeah, I was in the art department. So, and one other gal and I did the drawings. That was one of my
administration of Falcony. For the years spent at Keith, we have gained a sincere respect and admiration for those who have so patiently encouraged us to seek greater knowledge and maturity. As teenagers, our lives are filled with conflict and frustration. Unconsciously, because of this, we depend on teachers for stability and security, which we still lack in our development world. Who wrote that?
That was probably the editor of the book, and I think it was Margot Morton. Oh, actually, it was Ruth Schulman. And there were assistant editors. Margot Morton was one of those, Barbara Brown. Let's see if I can find another one here. I didn't do that. I didn't do that one. I did that. The elementary department.
No, really are talented. Good drawing. Did you have somebody pose for this one?
No, I think I just made those up out of my head.
Oh, wow.
And what's that other one? Oh, this was one of my singing groups. And this is me.
Is you? Okay. So what were the different positions in the singing groups? I only vaguely remember, I know there's a bass singer, then there's I know a little bit from watching the Temptations movie.
Oh,
That's about it. But
they are good.
What were the
Okay, there's soprano, second soprano, and alto for women.
Okay, first, second, alto.
Mm-hmm. So it's mostly 3-point harmony, 3-part harmony.
3-part harmony.
And one time they were having a cancer fund drive, and they did it on the radio at that time. And it was at the Eagles building. And our group sang on the radio and then people would call in pledges.
What was the radio station back then?
It's still WDAD.
WDAD?
Mm-hmm, it's an AM station.
Oh, okay.
And then they also have 1160 and
WDMD?
DAD.
DAD.
Like dad.
Okay, DAD. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's an AM station.
Yeah. So that was really exciting for us.
They didn't have FM. Did they have FM then?
Later on, they
Later
did.
on? Okay.
And I actually was a radio announcer.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Huh. So you're a DJ?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But it was on the FM station, and at that time, FM was easy listening music.
Mm-hmm. She have a cool nickname?
No, I just went by my name.
That's by your name? Okay.
Yeah. And then, I worked at the radio station for like altogether 14 years, 15 years.
Oh, was that volunteer work? You get paid for that?
Oh, I got paid.
Oh, okay. So
And
that was during high school?
No, that was after.
That was after?
Yeah,
Oh,
way after.
so you're a DJ for a minute?
Yeah.
Oh.
For like 14 years. I guess,
Oh.
15 years.
And you decided your own playlist?
Pretty much. We had like a record library.
Uh-huh.
And at that time it was
Vinyl.
33 and a third
Okay.
vinyls. Yeah. So, yeah, I could pick those out.
Man,
Whatever I wanted. So.
that's cool. So what kind of music did you play?
Oh, easy listening.
Just easy listening?
Yeah, like
And this is FM?
mhm.
Okay.
When they first went on the air. Now it's a rock station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, easy listening. I can't really think of a whole lot of names.
Well, this was like Percy Faith, Dinah Washington, Frank Sinatra,
I don't know.
Andy Williams, Nancy Wilson.
Oh, what was the station called? Did it have a name? Dad was it? No. Dad was AM.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Oh, wasn't that awful? Isn't that awful? I forget what it is.
No, it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'll probably think of it, but right this minute I can't.
Okay. Let's see. Were there any other DJs?
Oh yeah, there were a lot. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they had different shifts.
Yeah. Yeah, the graveyard shift guy.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much me. I went on from 9 to 11.
Oh. 9. It was 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was and then I worked in the office, on the daytime. So.
Man, that's cool. Let's go back to the
Yeah. Sorry, I got off float.
No, that's fine. That's like cool. Cause tell you, she always wanted to be a radio DJ. I just thought that would be a cool job to have. But back to that cancer rally. Did you guys raise a lot of money for that?
Oh dear, I don't recall how much was raised. No.
Okay. You guys got a lot of support. I'm sure.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna stop it right here. Okay, so February 16th, 2016, here again with Jacquelyn Watkins, who's kind enough to invite me in her home again. So, to start up, can you describe to me the size of your student body?
Well, our particular class, and that was the class of 1958, we had 23 students in our class. And most of the classrooms were small. I mean, the class sizes were small.
Okay. And were there any students who stood out besides yourself?
Well, my best friends, one gal was very musical. She played the piano and later on became an organist. And there were other close friends. I had about 5 friends that, we ran around together.
Okay. Well, we talked a little bit earlier about your activities while in high school. Is that your doorbell?
It's our phone.
Okay. Yeah, we talked a little bit earlier about the activities you did in high school, and I was looking for your yearbook. Tell me, what was drama club like?
Oh, there we learned to, emote and to enunciate, and we would put on small plays. And my thing was painting the backdrops and, helping with the art design and that kind of thing.
And the scenes of the plays, too?
Yeah, if they changed any of the scenery in the act or whatever, we had painted those.
Okay. Do you remember any plays, the names of any plays you worked on? No? That's fine. That's okay. So, did you attend your senior prom?
Yes.
Yes.
But it would have been the 10th grade there.
Oh, of course. So sophomore prom?
Well, I think they had a dance every spring and anybody could go.
Okay.
And the interesting thing, everybody had a program.
Mm-hmm.
So when we had a dance, we had to design a program, and they had dance cards.
Dance cards? What were those
A
look
dance card.
like? Okay.
And they had a list from, say, 1 to 10. And you had to fill that card. And they were wanting you not to dance with the same person the whole night.
Oh.
They wanted you to say, I would put Robert on number 1,
Okay.
so I would dance with you the first time. Then the second dance, I would dance with somebody else that was on my card, or they would come and ask me if I could dance on that for a certain dance.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
So everyone at the end of the night at least dance with at least 10 other people?
Yeah.
Or 9 other people, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That keeps people from just being left out.
Yeah, it does. Or some people, you would cheat a little bit if you really wanted to dance with some person.
You would just write their name.
You write their name.
So where was prom held?
In the gym.
Right in the gym?
Uh-huh. I think there are offices in there right now.
The main offices, or is that the political science department?
See, I don't know I was thinking it was, anyway, where you said that you stood to smoke.
Yes.
In that door.
That one? That was the gym?
It was a big room, of course, a gymnasium at that time.
Oh, okay.
And they had the basketball hoops at either end. And
I didn't think it was a gym there.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think they've kind of reconstructed it a little bit differently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the political science department, IUP, well, they were housed there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. But, no, everybody moved now.
Oh, so now they're in the humanities building? Is
Yeah,
that where?
they're there
okay.
too. I think they moved secondary education there as well.
Yeah, they had to evacuate because they're going to be tearing that down.
Yeah. I heard a lot of rumors about, I don't know, this is more recent, but asbestos being in Key Fall.
That's possible. It's
Yeah.
an old building. Yeah.
Just wondering. I went there for like 4 years.
Oh yeah, I was. All those kids went there. How many years? Oh.
So, when you were growing up, how did the community? When growing up, how did the community How do they view overall the Keith High School? Was Keith High School active in Indiana, Pennsylvania? Did they carry on like charity events? Is anything that involved the students with the community?
Not so much back then. Sorry, I forgot to close that. Not so much that. Let me see. They kind of stayed to themselves, so to speak, and some of the kids at the high school thought they called us Keith Brats.
Keith Brats? That was you guys' label. What you guys call it on?
And so we were afraid to go over there.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, nothing happened to us, and we made other friends and things like that. But I don't think kids got involved in the community then like they do now, which is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to interact with the community and do things for people.
Mm-hmm. Gives a good reputation for students anyway.
Yeah. The same way with the university, it's so nice when those kids, do stuff in the community or fundraise or whatever. It's a great opportunity for the community to see good kids doing good things, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. Do you read a lot of the Indiana news?
Yeah, we do. We get the paper every day and try to keep up on things.
Do you feel as though do you feel that kids now are more involved with Indiana as a community than it was in your day?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because when we grew up, kids were to stay in the background.
Oh.
And, and before our time, the thing was that kids were to be silent and not,
Seen, I heard.
Yeah. So, but I'm not saying that was necessarily so. But in our day. But I think kids interact more with adults now and, do more in the community, like we were saying, and get more involved, which is good.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel about the negative images that college students get?
In Indiana,
yes.
The community?
Yes.
I think there are kids that really are wonderful.
Uh-huh.
But, anywhere you have that many people, there's going to be a tiny percentage of those people that, I don't know what to say. It's like, are negative to the other students that are good.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a community here where there are college students across the street. There are, I think, 1 or 2 houses down the street that have students in them. And we've had no problem with them at all. And I think as long as they're courteous, they're good neighbors, like we're good neighbors, I don't see anything wrong with it,
Okay. Well, we sometimes get a bad reputation because of things such as, I don't know if you were aware of the events of the last, St. Patty's Day we had.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It just, it got out of control. And I don't know whether it's because the university wasn't involved in it, you know, that it was just a student-run thing, that they just let themselves go and do things that they wouldn't normally do.
Mm. Would you go as far as saying that was a riot?
Well, I don't know about it being a riot, but I thought it was very... The worst of the whole thing was that a house was on fire and the fire trucks could not get through the crowd.
Yeah, that really
and that
was.
house burned down.
Mm.
I mean, and those students never thought in a million years, you know, if I go to this thing and get drunk, I'm not going to think clearly.
Mm.
Because that happens. I mean, you don't think clearly. Or no one does. I mean, there's no adult that drinks a large amount of liquor that's not going to be, you know.
Mm. True that. So, what did you value most about your time at Keith High School? Or Keith School, I'm sorry.
It was nice that the classes were small because it was an intimate group. I mean, you know, everybody liked everyone else, although we had a certain group that we did everything. Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's his looking post, so he has to look out, make sure the street's okay. Yeah, I love that closeness. And coming to Indiana as a 9th grader, it was less intimidating than going to a big school
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And Mac, please don't do that.
Oh, he's fine. He's good. So, can you think of any more of your favorite memories from Keith School?
Oh, I remember one time we had a Halloween type dance at Keith School, and our whole class, I think it was our class, dressed like cave people.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. You know, it was everybody dressed similar, you know, and we had fun doing that, and we had basketball games there, and everybody would go, and it was really fun to go to, and and then individuals would have parties at their house, and it was just. And it was a nice experience being on campus too. And the other thing that was interesting is the clothing.
Clothing?
Girls did not wear pants or jeans. There wasn't such a thing.
Really? What about, were there women who did just like physical labor?
Well, during the Second World War that started.
Right. Okay.
But you never really saw women doing that type of thing back then.
So that's when they definitely wore pants. But in Indiana, they didn't wear pants, just dresses.
Dresses and skirts and sweaters.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember the first couple of years at IUP, girls weren't allowed to wear pants on campus or uptown. I mean, if you went uptown, you had to wear a skirt.
Were there penalties?
No, not really, but you knew that it wasn't the thing to do, so...
So, would you get ostracized if you wanted to wear a pair of jeans downtown?
They didn't have them. Women didn't have them. I mean,
okay.
They had maybe slacks, And on Saturdays, you could wear a pair of slacks or something on campus, but it was just a dress code.
It's like unofficial dress code.
Yeah, sort of, but the campus, tried to enforce that.
Really?
Man. Yep.
So it's kind of like I remember at my high school they didn't let us wear our hoodies up.
Okay, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how were the relationships? Well, first of all, in Indiana, were there different ethnic groups?
At that time, we did have a few black students.
Oh, okay.
But not many at all.
Okay. Well, besides blacks, I mean, were there like different
Asian or
not necessarily Asian, but other like ethnic groups of Caucasians, such as like Italians, Polish?
Oh, sure. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But they weren't sectioned off.
Oh.
Like in Pittsburgh, they have a Polish section. They have an Italian section. They have black sections. But now that is integrating. I mean, those sections still are there, but they are not confined to those areas. I mean, they can live anywhere. And in Indiana, there was a section called Chevy Chase here, and black people mostly lived there, although there were white people that lived there as well. But it was a poor section. Although, have you ever heard of Jim Nance?
I don't think I have.
He played for the Patriots, and honey, what was Jim Nance's position for the Patriots?
He was a running back.
A running back for the Patriots.
Okay.
And he grew up here.
Right. He grew up in Chevy Chase.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I played football with him in high school.
Did you really?
And ran track with him.
Oh, okay. What was your position?
I was a running back.
Running back?
And he was 2 years younger than me. So my Jim Nance claim to fame story is we're in a football game, and I broke off a long run, but wasn't quite long enough. I got tackled down around inside the 5-yard line. When I did, I hit my crazy bone, and I couldn't feel my hand. So I didn't want to take a chance of getting the ball and fumbling it. So I took myself out of the game, and Jim replaced me. And they called his number, and he scored his first varsity touchdown.
Oh. Ow.
Oh, he was a big guy. And
he was
nicest
also
guy.
fast.
Yes.
He ran 100-yard dash in track, and ran on relays, the 800 relay, and also threw the shot, and I'm not sure whether he threw the discus or not.
I think maybe he did.
But he was an all-state football player.
And wrestler.
But he was also a state wrestling champ. What would be called now probably unlimited division, but then it was 2-something, 215, 220, something like that. And his junior and senior year, he was all-state at that, champion at that weight.
And he attended Keith or Indiana High?
Indiana.
Indiana?
Right.
Okay, and that's where you met him?
Right.
Okay.
And then he got a scholarship to Syracuse and went on to be an All-American football player and again an All-American wrestler at Syracuse.
And you set it all in motion. Man. That's a cool story.
Discovery. But his brother still lives here.
Oh, does he?
But unfortunately, Jim, after I think it was 2 years playing football, had a massive stroke and died.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they have a street named after him in Indiana.
Wow. Right in the prime of his career, huh?
Yeah. You could probably, I don't know, whether type in Jim Nance and,
I definitely will now.
pull something out about
He's like a cool
him.
guy.
Oh, and he was so nice. He was the nicest guy. And he was in one of my art classes at the high school.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that's the only section. We really didn't have many black folks in Indiana.
Okay. So, tell me about the different ethnic groups, like the Poles,
Italian.
Italians, any Hebrews?
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a synagogue here.
Okay.
There has been one for years.
I don't know if I've ever seen it or not.
It's on the corner of 5th Street and 5th and Washington.
Okay.
It's on the other end of town, or other side of town.
So, did they have any special festivals, parades, any of the ethnic groups in Indiana? Excuse me.
They had the march, the Martin Luther King March that they have every year. And I don't know of any other. And of course, homecoming parade. They have a St. Patrick's Day parade here. Trying to think what else. Veterans Day parade. And this summer they're doing bicentennial celebration. So there are going to be things going on all summer.
So, in your opinion, how has Indiana changed over time? Is there any key differences that stand out now?
Yes, there are more ethnic groups here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that's through the help of the university. And we've had students stay with us from all over the world.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You know that? Wow.
Yeah, India, Thailand, China, Taiwan, Costa Rica, Jordan, Algeria.
Whoa.
And we've had Muslim ladies live with us. We've had a gal from Kenya, one from Nigeria. Where was that other? It didn't matter to us what their ethnic culture would be. But we found that a way to let people from all over the world realize that not all Americans are alike. Not all Americans are greedy or hateful. That you know, we accepted anybody who came here.
Mm.
And we learned from them and they learned from us.
Mm. So, is your high school, is your class reunion coming up? Or has it already,
For Key School, actually, we had our last reunion, and it was 2 years ago when I designed that ornament.
that was 20, I guess 2014?
14, I
14?
believe. Hmm.
Okay. So who was there?
Oh my goodness, we had over 300 people.
Really?
Yeah.
So, who are they? Are they classmates all? Or
Yes, we actually invited anybody who went to Key School between, I would think it was 1937 through when Key School ceased to have 10th grade. I think that's how it went. And we had people come from California, all over, and they were so excited to come, and we had a program, and the Alumni Association helped with that.
do they help with every reunion?
No, it was just because that was an IUP affiliated school, you know. So we had the dinner. They had set up tents for us, you know, those big white tents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set up that, and the Airmark did the catering, and then everybody could go through the building, and for the last time.
Oh. So, and you also helped organize the reunion?
Yes, I was one of the organizers.
Was Elaine Judge an
Yes.
organizer? Elaine
She
Judge?
was my best friend.
Best friend? Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Elaine Judge, and there's a whole list. Karen doesn't live too far from here. Have you talked to any of them?
I haven't. My classmates probably have by now. Or in the process of.
Yeah. Just gonna look. I took a lot of pictures of the building to get the. Oh, and this is the banner we had across Philadelphia Street. I helped design that.
I might have seen this on a website.
Yeah, you probably did. So. And this part of the building, this jutted out, that was the, we called it the demonstration room.
Okay. And over here, this is where the gym was?
It was actually, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is where we always went in the door to school. And so that's why it was so important that's why I incorporated it in the design, is because everybody went in that same door. Excuse me.
Were the offices of the professors, were those the same offices used by teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same ones? Okay. Did, I don't know, did teachers complain any about the school back then?
About the college?
Yeah, did you ever hear any teacher complaining that Keith School was like too small, or just any complaints at all?
No, I didn't hear anything like that.
Okay.
Because they probably wouldn't relate that to students, you know.
Did they have a teacher's lounge?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So, tell me about, well, you already told me about the reunions, but, what you guys do there? Did you have a band?
No, we didn't. We had a big banner that everybody signed. I think it was the one that was over the street. We laid that out and everybody signed their name to it.
Okay.
And we had a registration tables so that when people came in, they registered. And then we took a group photo. And whether I have that, did I show you that? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this was the kind of program that we had.
Oh,
Everybody got one of those.
this is pretty cool.
Let's see, what's in here? Oh, this is the video. They actually took a video of the reunion.
Really? How long was the reunion?
How long did it last?
Yes.
I think registration started at 10. And people had written letters, about Keith's school. And that's what that is. People that couldn't go and that sort of thing. So I have that photo. It was a fun place to be.
Yeah.
It really was. I think they combined classes.
This is you writing them out?
Let's see. Where am I? Oh, I'm right back here. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And which one's Elaine, Judge?
Oh, she's probably beside me somewhere. Yeah, she is. Her glasses turned, and you can't see her mouth. You can't see her whole face. Yeah, and this is another good friend of mine,
Who's that?
Nancy Wiley. Let's see who else. Oh, and this was a friend of mine too.
Yeah, you guys are a happy group.
Yeah, we were. It was a good time to be.
So, was it tough getting in touch with everybody to pull off this reunion?
Oh, it took weeks, and I didn't have anything to do with the hunting addresses and things like that. But there were several women that, went through IP or internet or whatever to locate people. But we sent out, I would guess, 800 some invitations.
Really? And all didn't
Most everybody responded, but some people lived away or they were really old and couldn't travel anymore. But to get 350 or 60 people, that was pretty good out of 800.
So, do you have any children?
Yes, our daughter Noelle, and that's her husband Brian.
Okay. Well, when did you have your daughter?
1974.
1974.
Mm-hmm.
You were living in Indiana at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Did she attend, was it still Keith School in 1970?
I think they called it the university school.
Okay.
And she did not go over there.
She didn't?
No, she went to Eisenhower School at the end of the street here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I walked past that school
Probably
before.
have, yeah.
And what about middle school?
She went to Indiana Junior High and Indiana High School.
All right. So, what would how could you compare her experience in school to yours in any way? Or was it just or was it that much different?
It was a lot different because the times were different.
Okay.
And I think, especially in junior high, there were, like today, people bullying other people.
Mm.
And but she got through it, and she was a very good student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she participate in anything?
Oh yeah, she was in plays and she was extremely talented with dramatics and artwork. She did that lady back there. We have Paul Simon that she drew in the other room. You can't see it right here, but if you stood at the bottom of the stairs, there are several drawings that she did up there. She played the piano.
About that one.
No. You mean the one of Jesus?
Oh, is that Jesus?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's an interesting drawing, though. It's the whole life of Christ. From here, it just looks like a drawing, but there are drawings within a drawing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll make sure I'll check that out before I leave.
Yeah, check it out
Pretty
because
abstract.
it's very, very interesting.
So your daughter was just she was in the art just like her mother was.
Yeah, and my dad did the painting at the bottom of the stairs there.
Oh, okay. That's the
Flower vase.
Flower vase. Oh, lovely.
Thank you. So, yeah, it's kind of a genetic thing when you think about it,
Right.
you know. And she played the piano, and she was always in the plays and debate team and all that stuff.
Debate team too. Wow. Do they have any type of debates held here in Indiana for high schoolers?
Yeah, they would compete against other high schools in the area, and then if their team, was good enough, then they would debate teams. I think in Pittsburgh and
Wow.
And I don't recall whether their team got to Pittsburgh or not. Maybe once.
So, do you remember any plays your daughter was on?
One was John Brown. Another one was
The John Brown?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know they made a play for
in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Who did she play?
Yes, you
She played one of the pioneer women, or, you know, and her one speech in that was just fantastic. I mean, it just made you,
I don't
it
know.
was really something. Oh, isn't that awful? My memory is just, and she was in musicals, and offhand I can't think. My husband probably could, but I can't think what they were. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
And she's a veterinarian now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wow. Where did she go to college at?
She went to Selinsgrove for undergrad, and then Tufts in Massachusetts for her veterinary medicine.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Would you have liked for her to stay in Indiana and go to IUP, or?
We wanted her to go wherever she wanted to go and wherever they had what she needed for her career, and it just led her to Selinsgrove.
Okay. So my last question is, you know, after all these years, why stay in Indiana?
For my husband and I,
Well, yes.
okay, we love the community, plus our parents lived here. David's mom lived here, and like I said, my parents, and so we really, in later years, were taking care of my dad. He's 97, and so we take food out and eat with him. And Dave's mom, we visited her while she was in a personal care home, you know, so his brothers and sisters moved away, so we were the only people that, you know, could do it.
Okay. So, is there anything else you would like to add to this interview before we conclude?
I think. Not that I know of. The only other thing, we had experiences at that school that we probably wouldn't have had anywhere else. We had a singing group that, one thing we did do, a singing group, they had a radio-a-thon. Excuse me.
Good afternoon.
And it was for cancer. Did I tell you about
You
that?
did, but you can tell me again, because it was a cool story.
Yeah, and so our little singing group went over there, and they put us on the air, and we sang it.
What was the name of your group again?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I forgot too.
I don't know whether we had a name, actually, but yeah, that was fun to do. We loved to sing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right.